Got to do the Tuesday Tidbit right now. Little life hacks. Sometimes it's about saving you money. Sometimes it's about improving your relationships. And this one is about making you happier by using the word no.
I love it.
What do you need to say no to? There's a list of things that everyone should apparently be saying no to for their own happiness. The first one, unrealistic expectations. I feel like I've been preaching that for a long time. Low expectations are the key to happiness.
Okay, but are you good at whenever other people are projecting their unrealistic expectations onto you, saying, no, I'm not, or do you have a hard time being able to say no because it's coming from somebody else, not yourself?
That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
I should work on that. Yeah, like if somebody gives me an unrealistic goal,
right?
To be like, no, not doing that.
Right.
That's
if somebody's like, hey, we need this XYZ thing done by the end of today, and it's like, that is not going to happen today. That's unrealistic.
Kind of rolls right into the next one. You should be saying no to toxic people.
Yeah. It's hard, though, because it's like, sometimes you think you found a good person. And like I was literally talking to my therapist about this yesterday, that it's so hard. Like you meet people and you're like, maybe they're good, but maybe they're manipulative. And I don't know yet.
Overcommitting. Start saying no to overcommitting. Mindless scrolling, something else you should be saying no to.
I got to work on that.
How about this one? Comparing yourself to others.
Oh, I don't really compare myself to others.
Oh, see, that is a tricky one for me because I think it comes from a place of comparing yourself to others at one point in everyone's life makes them feel better. Like I remember whenever I got my first full-time job in radio, I was only 20 years old and I would compare myself to like what other 20-year-olds are doing. And I was, doing better than a lot of 20-year-olds.
Yeah, you were living your dream, whereas most 20-year-olds not living their dream.
Exactly. Well, that's all well and good as long as you continue the same upward trend.
Right.
Which I did. I plateaued at one point. And then now I'm seeing people like 10 years younger than me, like vastly more successful than me. And that makes it hard. Maybe
that's what happened because I don't know that I was ever at a point in my life where I felt like, ooh, I'm doing better than my peers. And so maybe that's when I was like shut down on comparing myself to other people. And now I don't do it as an adult.
You should be saying no to constant self-criticism.
Oh, but the voice in my head keeps yapping.
Should say no to people-pleasing and say no to waiting for the right time.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm working on. That is hard because you think like, oh, but I need to do this and I need this to fall into place. But it's like, just do it.
And the text that my guilty pleasure Adrienne just sent, it says, I need to learn to say no to my kids. That leads me perfectly into the next thing that I want to talk about what parents are allowing their kids to do. It's like, what? I grew up in a family of 4 boys. I'm the oldest. We took one family vacation every year. It was with my dad's whole family. We'd go down to the beach, and there was no input from the kids what we were going to do on vacation. Was it like that for you growing up?
I mean, once the kids got a little older, so we always did a big family reunion vacation every summer for my mom's side of the family, and there would always be like a little meeting where they would get to decide where we would go next year. And once we got a little older, I would say like in our teen years, I would get to tell my mom what she should pitch, and sometimes she would pitch it and sometimes it would work.
Oh, wow. See, I thought it was wild whenever I read that more and more parents are letting school-age kids plan the vacation.
Oh, like the whole thing?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Not just where they go?
Yeah, 89% say they help plan activities. Half are letting the kids plan restaurants where they're going to eat. I would never do that. If I had, maybe this is good that I don't have kids because I would have no interest in what they wanted to do for vacation. None.
Well, no, I think it's a good, I'll put it this way. I always liked knowing that, like, if I said, what would be cool if we went to the beach next year? That's usually where I wanted to go. And my mom would pitch, a beach location somewhere in California or Florida or something like that. It always felt cool that you felt like maybe you got to help make that decision. Or if you're like, there's a certain activity that you would love to do, like, oh, I'd love to go kayaking, which I wouldn't. But for this example, say that that's what I wanted to do. So I think that is important to make sure that kids feel like, like their voices are heard.
I don't know that it's important to make kids feel like their voices are heard. I mean, I was raised kind of like, the kids just sort of do whatever the parents tell them to do.
But I don't know. I think that it is good to a certain extent because, like you've said, this is going to be a little out there, but you've said you have a hard time with authority figures in adulthood because it's like you feel like you can't really say no, you can't really stand up for yourself sometimes. So maybe if you had
So you're thinking that's because I didn't get to plan vacation whenever I was a kid?
Well, because you didn't get to have input on things, maybe you're not as used to it. Maybe if you had had a little more input on silly things like, oh, would you guys rather do this ghost tour or would you rather do this dolphin tour?
They also were talking to kids in this survey to find out what their favorite, what their dream vacation would look like. A meet and greet with their favorite celebrity.
Oh.
I'm sure at this point it's a YouTuber of some sort.
Yeah.
Like,
that's never one that would have crossed my mind as a potential vacation. Like vacation, I would have thought, go to the beach, maybe go to like a water park.
Nope. Kids want to sit in the front row at their favorite artist concert and have backstage passes to the show.
That's not that's not a vacation.
It could be.
It's not, though. At least that wasn't a vacation to me growing up. It's still not a vacation.
I mean, you could make like a Nashville vacation out of going to see Lorde or something.
I guess.